Hello, everyone. We're testing out the new Discord channel to see if it's more appropriate for live streams than a simple voice channel. I will be alone today on the stage because Leonid is feeling a bit under the weather. But we've got through your questions with him, so I'll just, channel both of us when answering the questions we got in the thread. Let's begin. And actually, we'll begin with a question that wasn't posted on the thread, but on other channels and in my private messages. And it's the question, how long did it take us to make San Rafaela? And I can answer that. We started working on San Rafaela roughly 1.5 years ago. And I actually found one of the first map drafts to show you. Yeah, so this is one of the first complete drafts of the map before all of the work started on it. Just a 2D concept. The final map changed quite a bit, but a lot of the elements stayed the same. Like this island here, for example, or this part in the middle changed the most, I think, because we have a beautiful city that's connected with other land, with small islands. But yeah, the layout didn't change all that much during the development. The goal of San Rafaela was to challenge not only the new players, but the experts of our first map as well. And we wanted the map to look different than the first one. So we modeled new city buildings, new plants, trees, biomes, and even made new textures for water. Have I seen Charlie Pryor's Let's Play? Yes. Incredible Let's Play, very thorough, very interesting, very long. So yeah, I highly recommend it to everyone who is still on the edge about buying San Rafaela. If you want to see the gameplay, you should check out Charlie Pryor on YouTube, because he has a series of Let's Plays where he's trying to complete the campaign. Another question that actually from the thread is the question for me: am I a programmer? No, I'm just a community manager, but I have a lot of awesome colleagues who I can learn from. And yeah, I learn from them every day. But I can't say that I'm, have any particular programming skills. But I hope I will have them someday. We had another question from a new user on the server. And it was, I'm terrible at the game. Can you teach me? Well, all I can tell you is that I have over 300 hours in the game, and sometimes I feel like I'm playing for the first time. So I think the best teacher would be trial and error, trying different strategies, customizing settings in Sandbox, and but with this question, I also wanted to highlight that we, with the recent updates, we were taking a closer look at feedback from players that are just starting out, because during the development, of course, we incorporate feedback from our regular players, but we also wanted to make the game easier to get into, to make the first couple of hours feel good for the new players. So that's what we're doing right now, looking at feedback from those of you who are just starting out. If any of you are having trouble with the game, you can tell us what isn't explained enough, or what isn't balanced fairly for a new player, and we'll take a look at these systems. But also, if you're having trouble and you need a faster guidance than a patch for the game, you can always come to our Discord server and ask our experienced players. For example, Lava Lamp here, who is in the audience. You can ask him, he can help you. We also had a question about working with tinyBuild, and are there any interesting stories we can share? Of course, I wasn't here at the company when we started to work with tinyBuild, but I'm channeling Leonid here while answering this question. And I could tell you that they supported us and the game from the beginning, and we couldn't have made Cartel Tycoon without their help. and them. And as for interesting stories, we actually wanted to share the first teaser for the game that we made. And with this teaser, the journey for Cartel Tycoon and our partnership with tinyBuild has started.
Hello. You will not catch me. I built all this empire. Hundreds of hospitals and schools. I created thousands and thousands of jobs. Extreme poverty has disappeared. People have a better life now. Drugs? It is just the law of the market. When there is demand, there is supply. Why your citizens want my drugs? Yes, I am a killer. How about you, Mr. President?
As you can see, a lot of the systems and the core gameplay of the game was already in our heads when we were creating this teaser. I say we, I didn't create this teaser, I'm just showing it to you, but the team was much smaller back then when Cartel Tycoon was just in development stage. There were like 5 people there, and all of them pitched in to create this teaser and to show it to tinyBuild. And yeah, that's how the journey started. And talking about teasers, art, and all of that, we also have a question. How is the art for this game made? It's incredible. I completely agree that it's incredible. And for how it's created, we have 2 2D artists and 4 3D artists. And 2D artists are responsible for the UI and character design and cinematics, while 3D artists are responsible for everything 3D, you know, buildings, cars, basically the whole map. And for the how of the question, for example, our 2D character artist uses iPad and Procreate as her main tools, an app called Procreate. So yeah, she's creating all of these incredible characters using an iPad, believe it or not. And for 3D, we use 3ds Max and Blender. Actually, if you want to see a lot of the work in progress visuals and early concepts, you can see them in our official art book. But today, as a bonus, I wanted to show you an early concept for one of the cinematics of the San Rafaela campaign. When we create, cinematics characters, we always make, a mood board with references like to different actors, different characters, different, if for cinematics, different cultures. So our artists have an idea of how we envision the character before they start creating it. So character creation is, it's not only an artist's job, but, a game designer, writer, and artist job, because it's a collaboration between all of them. Most of the questions that we got were about the future of Cartel Tycoon. So instead of, answering all of them one by one, we want to try at least to answer all of them at once. The gist of it is this. After we've released San Rafaela and multiple free updates for the game, this year, we want to take a break from constant releases and focus on long-term plans for the game. For example, researching mod support. We will continue releasing patches with bug fixes and small changes, maybe not even small, but not very big changes. The next patch should be released in a couple of weeks, and it will not only contain bug fixes, but also some changes that are based on your feedback that we got here on Discord or on Steam forums or in comments on our other social media. But no big content drops are planned until the end of 2023. We wanted to take a step back to look through all of the feedback that you provided and to calculate which requested features can actually be added to this game and which of the features require building a completely new game. For example, auto buying from area depots and villages. It's one of the most requested features, but if it might look easy from the outside, but the process of adding it is actually quite hard. So we need to find the right way to add it, and if it's even possible to add it. And next year is another big year for us because Cartel Tycoon is releasing on consoles. So some of our team also needs to focus on helping and supporting the porting team to get the best version of Cartel Tycoon possible on consoles. And as for the release dates, I always see these questions in chat. We don't have a concrete release date for console edition yet, but we're hoping it will be released in spring. So look forward to that. And if we have a concrete release date, we will, of course, tell you here and basically everywhere we can. And another big reason that we're slowing with the updates is that we have new projects in development. Yay! But I won't share any details just yet, but just wanted to let you know that we're cooking something outside of Cartel Tycoon. So be wary of that. And as for the future DLCs, we don't have any DLCs planned, but I can tell you that, as I said before, we're looking at some long-term ideas and are thinking of different ways of implementing them. And because we don't want to simply release a DLC with new characters, but want to make something for all of the players, even those who don't want to buy the DLC. Right now, we're focusing on long-term plans and ideas. And if we find an idea that warrants creating new characters, for example, like Reyes family or Gorillas, we'll make a small DLC, of course. But right now, no, we don't have plans. To basically sum this last part up, we have plans for long-term future of Cartel Tycoon, but right now we need to take a step back from the game to focus on them fully. We've been releasing an update a month, well, almost, for 2 years now. So with this latest huge release behind our back, we finally feel like the game is in a healthy enough state for us to be able to do that. And it doesn't mean that it can't be improved and we stop taking all of your feedback and just forget about the game. No. We're still taking your feedback to heart and always want to add as much to the game as we can. But we're a small team, so sometimes it takes time. And yeah, basically all of the questions in the thread were about the future, and other questions were answered before that. So we wanted to thank everyone that has been with us through these eventful years and helped us make the game that we always wanted to make. And also made us make it better. And yeah, if you have any more questions for me, you can shoot them away. How to unlock Damien and San Rafaela? Oh my, I think we have a developer here who can answer this question, right? Nadya, yeah, you can answer that.
Hi guys, I expected this question because I saw a lot of questions about this. There are two important choices in the story. The first one is when you choose destroy a gang or deliver a weapon. It's really clear. The second one, all what you need is to... Oh my god, it's really big spoiler. Just turn me off if you don't want to hear it. In one quest, you should spend a lot of money for buildings. And there are two ways how you can build it, with illegal money or with illegal money. So you should just use your illegal money, and this is a way.
Yeah, and with the latest update, we've also added a tooltip in the quest description that basically tells you about it. That you can use legal money to gain support of the party or use dirty money to gain support of the gangs.
And you can repeat what I say, but
Well, you said it perfectly good, basically.
Okay, thank you.
But I can repeat it. In one quest, you either want the support of the party or support of the gangs. And to get Damien, you need support from the gangs and no support from the party. So you need to use illegal money in this quest. And another quest where you need to make a decision is to either destroy an enemy gang or bring weapons to it. And you need to bring them the weapons, yeah?
Yeah, so you have 4 endings for the story, and Damien one of them.
Next update may make hard battles not like San Rafaela tricky missions. You want combat to be even harder? I think you're the only person that asks for us to make the game harder, because everyone else is saying that the game is too hard and combat is too hard. So
I think that it's more about survival, like something like survival. You would like to have a challenge or something like that.
Yeah, so basically you can try playing survival, the survival mode. You can select it from the main menu, and you can try making sandbox even harder for yourself. You've done everything.
My God.
Well,
So
congratulations.
special for that, we have sandbox settings, so you can use your own sandbox settings and share with all of us, so everyone in the chat can try to pass your challenge.
So if you create the hardest, the most challenging sandbox mode that's ever been done, and you complete it, you can share it with all of us, and we'll try to complete it too. And if you have any suggestions on how you want to make the game even harder, you can always go to the feedback channel and tell us there. So I think, yeah, that's the stream. Thank you so much, Nadya, for joining me and for helping out players with the San Rafaela quest.
Thank you everyone for supporting the game.
And once again, we're sorry that Leonid couldn't join us today. He's feeling a bit under the weather, but I hope I made him proud. I'm sorry, my dog just came back from the walk, so I was looking at her. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye, everyone.